We are live.
We are live?
We're live now.
Okay. You have to come more closer to the microphone.
You cannot hear? We are live already.
Okay.
Can you hear me better?
Okay.
Can you hear me better now?
Yeah. I can hear you better.
It would have been nice to see if we have one person viewing, and then we can tell if
Yeah, maybe you can ask your fans. Someone can comment if the person can hear us very well.
Yeah.
You're connected to your Facebook, right?
You can play the music for now.
You're connected to your Facebook, right? Because I cannot see you on I cannot see you on Facebook live.
I can see myself, but I cannot see you.
Substyle living.
Okay, I can see you.
On Facebook. On Facebook is what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay. I just saw it now and it went off again. I wanted to share it also. Okay, now. Let me share. I can play some music, right? Okay, this song is from my...
you can play music.
This song is from Jodon featuring Kaliti. It's called Ajipako. You know what Ajipako means?
Ajipako.
Yeah. Kaliti is my junior brother. All of them are musicians. I'm coming from a musical family. Okay, let's listen.
Yes, you know how we do. Get done now. Quality, so much dream. Big jump on the beat. Let's go.
Abi aji akoton to aji bota.
Yes.
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 Hana jizo tausa si batoka. Igbo no kotosi ni abisi Yoruba.
Yes.
Yeah. No silver spoon, mine is rubber.
Yes.
That's why they hold it for Lagos Abba.
Yeah.
God don't tell me for one boy it's all gone.
Yes.
Yes, the money, yes, I'm the maker. Yeah, you know, remember when I jump a car down?
Yes.
Now I'm done the army cruising my new Corolla.
Yes.
I can travel with my girlfriend this summer. The next time you hear this on the newspaper.
Abi aji akoton to aji bota.
Yes.
Abi aji akoton to aji bota.
Yes.
Abi aji akoton to aji bota.
Yes.
Abi
When I no get dough. Nowadays when I don't come blow. See, all the chicks they call my phone like Chichi, Monica, Sandra, Lisa.
My mama and papa don't turn butter. We used to stay somewhere at the butter. My girlfriend name used to be a layman. Everybody say, can it you don't go gaga? I got a call yesterday from Obama, asking me to come and have a stay in Bahamas. I said, hell no, I'm a bloody Nigerian. Because I want to sit beside you, Lord Jonathan. Good Lord Jonathan.
Abi aji akoton to aji bota.
Yes.
Abi aji akoton to aji bota.
Yes.
Abi
You know we do it. I they stay for VIP
Nigeria, but before now inside gutter. Back in the days, I been the track go or jota. But now I dey drive Range Rover. I be in my boy, we been there for shop. But now I don't come, make a chop for hip hop. The only way I'm going is up. I can't stop. I don't hit like little way. Blah.
Abi aji akuton to aji bota.
Yes,
Abi aji akuton to aji bota.
yes,
Abi aji akuton to aji bota.
yes.
Akuton to aji bota.
Yes,
Abi aji akuton to aji bota.
yes,
Abi aji akuton to aji bota.
yes.
Akuton to aji bota.
Yes,
Abi aji akuton to aji bota.
yes,
Abi aji akuton to aji bota.
yes.
Yeah, that was Ajipako, Jordan featuring Kaliti and Sumo G. Kaliti and Sumo G are my junior ones. So, and all of them are also musical artists in Nigeria. Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah. Ajipako turned to Ajipota.
Ajipako.
Yeah. So,
It's nice that he allows us to use the song to start the program.
yeah, since I have to also use the platform to promote them. And the song was actually a club banger. It was actually a club banger. Very nice song. Yeah.
Wow.
In Nigeria,
Sounds really nice.
it sounds very nice. It sounds very nice. It's something you can use to bring the spirit up in the club as a DJ.
Yeah.
Yeah. For those that knows the for those that sabi, that sabi DJing, we know that the song is a club banger. Yeah. So today we want to talk about today we want to talk about domestic violence in Africa. Yeah. Domestic violence, like you said before we started, you said that it's everywhere, it's worldwide. There's domestic violence worldwide. But the reason why I'm in particular about Africa, is that in the Western world, they have laws that protect women. At least there's a women hotline. If a woman finds herself in that situation, there's a line to call, and you will get a response almost immediately. Even sometimes they even provide shelter for you. There's laws that protect women. There's laws that protect minors, children. But in Africa, an African woman finds herself in a domestic violence, which is very, very dangerous, and she runs to police for a rescue. And the moment the husband comes and they say, "Oh, this is your husband. Who did this to you?" He say, "Your husband." "What happened?" He say, "Oh, that yeye man, he did that. He beat me all the time." They will say, "Woman, go and settle with your husband. This is a family matter, not a police matter." And if you complain too much, the police will even shout on you as a woman. They will say, "Go and settle with your husband." So in Africa, there's more or less no strong laws. Of course, it might be there's the organization, private NGOs that are looking out for the domestic violence, but they are not so active like in the Western world. That's why I say, okay, let's try to talk about domestic violence in Africa. Yeah. And
It
like
is.
yeah, you can go on. You can go on.
No, I was going to say that it is quite it is quite challenging. It's a challenging subject, especially
Yeah.
back home in Africa, because there's not so much attention paid to it, because people have now, it has been normalized. It's like something that happens every day, and so
Yeah.
no, like you said, here they have different structures for such I feel like I'm echoing. Can you hear me very well?
I can hear you very well. I can hear you very well.
Oh, okay. So they have infrastructure for such things here in Europe, you know. In Africa, we are still to get there when it comes to domestic violence, because domestic violence is something that it's something that has to do with mental issues.
Yeah.
You know, it has to do, it has to do with the person that is actually being violent. You know, and we have a society in Africa where a man beats up his wife, and then
Yeah.
the woman is expected to apologize. You know,
Yeah.
like the issue that was, I think that was just a few days ago. There was the issue with the lady, a very beautiful lady, a medical doctor for that matter,
Yeah.
and she was beaten up by her husband.
Yeah.
You know, and then a few days later she was made. Actually, she cried out on social media, and then a few days later she was made to apologize to her husband,
Yeah.
to apologize publicly, which I thought that was really not right, because she was the one that was beaten, she was the one that was abused,
Yeah.
violated.
Yeah. And I keep wondering why. Can you imagine what would happen if there's no social media? Where would that woman would have? Who would that woman should cry out to? What would have been her fate if there's no social media? Because it might be that relatives, maybe they have enough already. Maybe she doesn't have support from any relative, and her last option is to bring it out on social media, so that anyone can come to her rescue. What will happen if there's no social media yet?
Yeah, that's a very good question. I think if not for social media, we personally, or we over here, we would never have known about it. And
Yeah.
the thing is that I think back home, like I said before, it has been made to look normal. It has been made to be, it is made normal. So even if she's crying out to family members, some of them will even be the ones to tell her to go back to her husband.
Yeah. Yeah. They will say to her, don't.
Back home and say,
Yeah, they will say to her, don't bring shame to our family. You know, when a woman leaves her husband, no matter what, they will say, you want to bring shame to our family. You know,
to the family.
It comes to this, what would people say? What would people say about me? What would people say about my family if I leave my husband? But at the end of it, life is what matters most. Because when you are there, when you still remain there, and the man actually kills you, the same people that will talk if you leave the husband will say, is she mad? Why is she still staying there till she dies? Why she didn't come out? They will still blame you, they will still blame the woman for staying there and die there. You know?
Yeah, that's the problem. I think that's the problem, because people back home don't see it as a taboo, but it is actually a taboo. It is actually you're violating someone's rights and their and especially in front of the children.
Yeah.
So it is usually the family. And that is why a lot of women tend to go back. They go back and they keep going back until they get killed. So
Yeah.
I think we have to start bringing the awareness back home that it is not okay for a man to beat up a wife. A man is normally much stronger than a woman. A woman is rather delicate, although we do have cases also where women are the abusers. Let's not forget that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But at the
What?
end of the day, whoever is the abuser
Mhm.
needs help. And when I talk about help, because we don't know, some people they lose their jobs, some people are alcoholics, some people are just depressed. So if the society gets involved and the society makes it unusual and abnormal that you will beat your wife, then we can start looking for help, for how to render help to those people who are actually the aggressors.
Mhm. You know what I wanted to say. What I want to say also is that children are the ones that suffers it most. The whole scenario of seeing their mother bleeding. I'm talking now from experience because I grew up from a domestic violence, a very fatal one. Yeah. I could still remember seeing my mom bleeding from her knees. She was covered with blood. And if I close my eyes, I can still see it, even though I am 42 years old today. This happened when I was about 8 years old. So the children are the ones that suffers it most. But a child that grows up in a domestic violence is either it leaves a negative impact on the child, or it works also the opposite way. By my own personal experience, it works opposite way. When I saw my mom bleeding, and I said to myself, if I grew up, no matter if it will be my girlfriend, no matter if it will be my school colleague or working colleague or my wife, I would never lay my hands on a woman. No matter how angry I am, I can shout on you, I can shout to the top of the sky. Yeah? But if it comes to laying hands on a woman, I will just walk away. I can end the marriage, I can end the relationship if it's something that is very extreme that I cannot handle. But the last thing I would do in my life to lay my hands on a woman. So what I saw, what I experienced as a child, works in an opposite way in my life. But I don't know about other kids, because there's other kids that will grow up in a domestic violence. They think it's normal to beat up a woman. You see them beating their school children, their classmates, their female classmates, because they saw their dad beating their mom. So it's either it works negative or it works positive. So, but in all, it's a negative kind of impact on the children. That's what I want to say.
I think that in your case, maybe somewhere along the line also, your mom was a very nurturing person. So if your mom was quite nurturing, the nurturing type, then I can see how it's possible for you to come out of it in a stronger way like you did.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
also who God has created you to be. Because if you are a child and you tend to already be naturally on the aggressive side, and then you see something like this is just going to enable you more to bring out your aggressive side.
Exactly. My mom was a very good. My mom was a very strong Christian, and she raised us up in a Christian way. So I thank God for her.
So I think I will give credit to your mom, because I think somewhere along the line she was able to remold you and make you understand that what you have seen is not normal, because you could see that maybe she is a nurturing type of person and you wanted more to be like her, and see that what dad or whoever was doing was not doing the right thing,
Yeah.
So it does affect children, because children grow up to become abusers also. you know, because sometimes, you know, there is a saying that goes, you become what your environment is. You become what your environment has made out of you until
Exactly.
you get to a certain age where you're
Yeah.
able to make decisions for yourself and say, okay,
And
that's what I
differentiate.
saw was not right, actually.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
and differentiate and say, okay, that's what I saw is not right.
yeah,
You know, but it does affect a lot of children in
yeah,
several different ways, you know.
yeah.
So
And
it is
my
quite
question,
important that
my question now
yeah,
is,
go ahead.
my question now is, in the case of this woman, she's a medical doctor. That means there's a 99% that she has a very reasonable income. She's still young, she's still capable. Why does she decide to stay in that marriage? Why she doesn't walk away? At least, I'm not talking about divorce. I'm talking about separation. If you marry a monster like that and he's becoming dangerous to your life, also to the life of your children, why she doesn't separate from him? Let him calm down or find himself first before you know what to do next. Why she decide to stay on the marriage? You know that it's not the first time he beat her. She said that he even beat her while she was pregnant. Yeah, while she was pregnant, he climbed on top of her and was trying to strangle her. So even in her first pregnancy, he beat her. The second pregnancy, he beat her until this recent one now. So why did she decide to stay if she can financially take care of herself and her children as a medical doctor? If it's other women who doesn't have income, who depends 100% on their husband to survive, I will have an understanding, little bit understanding. But someone who is a medical doctor who can stay on her own, why does she still stay? What makes women to stay? What makes women to stay?
Okay, if you ask that question, maybe from a woman's perspective, I can say a few things. First of all, there is the stigma.
Okay.
You know, her leaving her husband, maybe taking the children along with her. First of all, I think it's stigma. I mean, what are people going to say? Secondly, there is this thing with us Africans that when a marriage fails, it becomes the woman's fault.
Yeah. Okay.
So, which boils down to the stigma. People are going to talk about her. But like you said, she is a very intelligent woman. She's actually a medical doctor.
Yeah.
She is a very, very beautiful woman. We could all see that even though she had the bruises on her face, we could tell that she was actually a very attractive woman.
Yeah.
Which means, and then also she's a doctor, which means she earns enough money for herself. She should be able to take care of herself.
Mm-hmm.
It boils down again to that stigma, that shame. Oh my God, she left her husband. Who is going to marry her? And then another thing is also the mindset in Africa. And most of our men, they are not interested in the woman who has been married before. They say, oh no, she's married, she has children. You know, what am I going to tell my, especially Igbo.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Or that she has a child before. Or that she has a child also before. It's also, but Yorubas, they don't care. If you have a child before in your family or from another marriage, Yorubas, they don't care. If they like you, they marry you. It's even a positive thing that you have a child before, so they know you are fruitful. I mean Yorubas, but Igbos is a big problem.
That is, I think it all comes down to it. So when we ask those questions, we also have to ask ourselves, how is our society? How is our surroundings accepting what we have gone through? Because that lady, she came out, she cried out. And we say, why are people not living? Why are women not living? She came out and she cried out. That was her cry for help.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of her to be helped, for people to say, okay, come, we take you away from this man for the time being. We allow him to think about what he has done, to reflect on what he has done. She was sent back to him.
Yeah, by the governor.
This is a woman who
I
has
think
openly said,
by the governor.
by the governor of all people. This is a woman who has openly said, I was beaten, I have been beaten up before, not once, not twice, even during pregnancy. And then the governor makes a perfect example by allowing her to come out and apologize, or telling her, I'm sure they persuaded her to apologize in public, openly. And what do you think? What do you think the next woman is going to do? The next woman is not going to come out tomorrow, because she knows that if she comes out and cries about it, people are going to tell her to still go back to the man.
Exactly.
So it puts more women in danger. Actually, that's the truth.
And that man should go to jail instead of receiving a presidential treatment. He should go to jail normally. You know, if for me, any man that beats his wife or any man that beats a woman is a coward. That's my personal opinion. Any man that beats a woman is a coward. He should go and face his own man, his own fellow men, and fight them. Not if you see a weaker person, you try to show your muzzle. You know, any man that beats his wife, you cannot beat what you love. If you really love your wife, you cannot beat your wife. Any man that beats his wife doesn't love her. You cannot beat what you love. Even if you have a pet, like a dog now, you love your dog so much, but your dog mistakenly pee in your apartment. You cannot take because your dog pee in your apartment and beat your dog. Then you don't love your pet. You don't love your dog. Not to talk of a human being. Yeah. So any man that beats his wife like that doesn't love her.
Yeah.
That's awful truth. You know. So me, if I would be a woman,
love should not hurt.
It should not. If I would be a woman and a man beats me like that, that's the end of the marriage. Simple. That's the end. Because it shows me 100% that he doesn't love me. You cannot beat me today, disfigure my face, and come back tomorrow and say to me, oh, my wife, honey, come, I love you. It's a lie. Lie. So, that's the thing.
Yeah, but that's the reality for many women. That's the reality for many women. I think this lady that came out, honestly, if you really look at it, the lady that came out,
yeah,
she has a job. She's good looking. I think you could tell. You could even hear her children saying sorry to her in the background.
Mm-hmm.
But for our society to tell that woman to go back to her husband without him getting counseling, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, and another statement she made. She said that this time she will try to make her marriage work. Can you imagine? That she will try to make her marriage work is what she said.
Somebody. Yes. Hold on. Somebody wants to join us.
Okay.
Somebody wants to ask a question.
Okay.
I'm going to. Hello. I just hold on.
Okay.
I think we have interruptions, right? We have interruptions.
No, I don't hear anything. I don't have any interruption here.
Hello, caller. Can you hear us now? Yes, we can hear. I can hear you.
Okay. Well, no, mine is the contribution. It's not a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Good
evening. Welcome to Rubin Minds.
Thank you. I'm calling from the and thank you for the very interesting topic you're talking about. Anything?
Yes.
Okay, good. In the contribution, what you were talking about an adult, and then also you're still standing up for yourself. Sometimes the right answer is wrong, and everybody will go and say yes, okay. Then you get into marriage. The same. You continue doing the same. You continue to do the same thing. But in marriage is different because first of all, kind of their wife. Those ones have no regard at all for women. You know. So first of all, they will always she provokes me. But this whole problem in my opinion is based on education, first of all, because if people are able to communicate, you show respect, you love somebody, the best thing you can is to communicate. If there's something you're not happy about, discuss it, and you try to see where you can have yourself halfway. But no, there are also men who are also men as well.
Yes.
For me, it's just men. Some women are because domestic violence is now. Sometimes it starts from psychological manipulation. First of all, not manipulate stuff, but that in this context that partner, the man who says, it's all psychological manipulation. You're first of all, it's not the right thing. You're married. Then why are you not for your wife? Your wife. So then would you be happy? Because you're the house, you think all Africa, you have to know that the men are nature. So it's on this, and that to act back or to misuse. And then support of this family will come and say, so we're all encouraged bad behavior or domestic violence. The man or the woman, whether it's the house down, the man they'll be ahead of the bring your dad, I like you. Do you understand what I mean? And then, so which means the things just you right to write herself. She cannot talk. So whatever like that, she's happy that she's full man. Marriage is not a privilege, especially when somebody or understanding marriage is. It's not right for you to manipulate something to disrespect your partner or them that a married man or whatever it is. No, also show respect. Marriage is very important to you. I think, in my opinion, because you have that is there. She wants to say that I'm very sorry because she's taking care of herself. We're not talking about educated and who can take care of herself. What about you and you're the one cheating? You're not family. What are your face? They already have lady mentioned was it 4 children? I think she said they have but more than two, So for her set her own family, did not catch it or whatever. So she only mentioned to you that you need to stop cheating. You shouldn't want anyhow. Look after the kids.
Okay. Hold on, please. We have to address something right away. Ijem offered Nago, no Ogu. Did I pronounce the name properly? I hope I did. Sorry, sorry if I didn't pronounce your name properly. Ijem, you wrote, you fight and quarrel for what you love. Please don't encourage divorce in African community. Please, we are not encouraging divorce in African community. We are trying to address something that a lady came out on Facebook with a video showing us her face that she was beat up by her husband. A medical doctor for that matter. Now, it doesn't really matter if it's a medical doctor or not. We are just addressing the issue because these things are happening. Women are being killed every day.
Exactly.
Because of domestic violence. And you wrote here, you said you fight and quarrel for what you love. If you love someone, you don't have to fight with them. You can have a disagreement. You can have a misunderstanding. But you don't have to beat up a woman and leave her like a skin of a leopard. What is that animal? Giraffe. A hyena. That is not showing love.
It's not love, I'm sorry.
Because the gentleman that beat up his wife, he has a sister, he has mother, he has daughters. Would you like for somebody to treat your daughter like that? Or your sister? Or your mother? We have not said one time in this program that anybody should go for divorce. What we said was the lady and her husband should have been cancelled first. Before they make the lady come out to apologize. She was beat up. Out of the someone who was beat up start to apologize. And that's exactly what we meant with that. We didn't say anybody, please don't get the divorce, go and get counseling, marriage counseling.
My own opinion is, if you find yourself in that situation, you have to separate from the man first.
And in our society, marriage counseling is not really encouraged also. Yes, you can continue. Yes, you can continue. I was just before you continue, just hold on. We have a sister here, Mary Amaka. Women stay because of cultural aspects. What will society say? Also, some stay because of the children. And then she also went on to say men need medicine treatment. I experienced some men who beat their wives and yet love them so much. And some women know that their husband has hot temper, but still provoke them.
It's the work of the devil. The work of the devil.
So the question is here. So the question is where do you find the balance? Wait, my co-host wants to say something.
I say it's the work of the devil. If you love your wife so much and you beat her up mercilessly, it's the work of the devil, right?
So please, my co-host, tell us what you as a man, how do you deal with such a situation?
Me as a man. You say me as a man.
Yes, yes.
You mean if
the lady on the phone was saying give us your perspective as a man.
Okay, you mean if my wife is abusing me? Is it what you mean? Is it what you mean if my wife is abusing me? Or you mean if I would be a woman, what I would do?
No. Not if your wife is abusing.
What I would do if I would be the woman? If I'm in the woman's shoe.
Why?
If I'm in the woman's shoe, what I would do is to separate from him first, and then look for counseling, and look for someone who will counsel the man. This is what I would do, and see if the man can get help from somewhere. You know, because this kind of situation is what you have to solve from a distance to save your life first. You have to save your life because life is the most important thing. Life is more important than the marriage itself. That's my point. So if it comes to being dangerous to you, or if he's beating you like a small beating, you can handle it, you can stay. But if it's a beating that he tried to strangle her, he said he tried to strangle her while she was pregnant. The man was like a monster. What she would have done is to separate from him first, and then let him look for help because he has a mental issue.
Okay.
Our
One of our guests is asking. This is the same person who said we should not encourage divorce in the African community. The person is asking, why do we blame the woman for going back to the husband? I did not blame the woman for going back. I said the woman was made to apologize to her husband publicly. She was the one who came out to say that she was beaten up, to say that it was not the first time, to say that she was beaten up already also during pregnancy. So what I said was now the governor brought her out, or they were brought up by the governor to, and then she had to apologize to her husband, and she was made to go back to her husband. And I was saying that I would have suggested they go and get counseling for the man. Before her going back to the husband. And the thing is that we all of us don't even know if she went back to the husband or not. We just know that she was made to apologize publicly. So I was asking, was she apologizing for being beaten up by her husband?
Mm-hmm. And she's the victim.
I'm not blaming her for going back to her husband. If she wants to go back to her husband, she can go back. What we're advocating for is that men should please not beat up their wife to that extent where she's bleeding all over her face. That's what we're talking about. And I'm sure, I'm sure you have heard of men who kill themselves, kill their wives, kill their children. It doesn't just men just don't wake up one day and do those things. They've been fighting, beating up each other for a while before they end up killing each other. The network is bad.
It's true. Can I play the video of the woman?
Please play the video of the woman. Do you also have the video where she had to apologize?
Yeah, I have it. So let me first of all play the video. Just a minute.
My name is Ifeoma.
Okay.
Hello, people. My name is Ifeoma. I'm a doctor. I've been married to this man, Pius Angle of Channels Television, for 6 years. And for 6 years, I've known no peace in this marriage. It's been from one man to another. Sleeps from home. I just had a baby. It was
Okay, play the second one because I got the video from Instagram. So
just about 4 weeks ago. Just because I told him to spend wisely and not spend on women so recklessly. Considering that we have 4 children, and these children have to be trained. That's why I got this beating. Tried to strangle me and all that.
So
Sat on my decision. And children were crying. And I was pregnant with this child. The pregnancy was 3 months. It was the same thing. It would sit on my stomach, eat me, try to strangle me and all that. Calling him out, he works with Channels TV. His name is Pius Angle from Benue State. saw a paper where he wrote prayer requests even before he got married. I stumbled into that paper. Yeah, wrote thank God for saving him from hatred and abuse from women. Yes, it's still on. I see my face.
Okay. And this one is when she publicly apologized.
We cannot hear it.
Yeah, the volume was too low on this one.
Okay.
Okay. She has 4 children, and she's asking Nigerians for prayers. Yeah. And she said that this time she will try to.
I think it's
Yeah, she said that this time.
Now what did she and going to social media? Okay, hold on. One of our guests. Ijem is asking the same person. Now what did she achieve by going to social media? Now the husband loses his job with Channel TV. She ends up disgracing herself.
This is our mentality here. So she saying that she should keep quiet and let him kill her one day there. The same person that is saying this will say, why did she stay there till the husband killed her? The same person that is writing this will still come and blame the woman by remaining there and let the husband kill her finally. This woman was crying out for help.
Hold on. Somebody's calling. Yeah, what did you say? Hello. Yes, go ahead. Yes. Hold on, please. One of our viewers just wrote us that there is an echoing with the gadgets. So I don't know which of the gadgets is echoing. Maybe my co-host. What do you think we should do? Should we start all over again?
No, there's no echoing here. Maybe he meant the
Because
phone
the
call.
network is really bad.
Maybe it's the phone call is what he meant, because your voice is clear to me here, and my voice should be clear to you there. Maybe he meant echoing from the phone call from the lady that calls. Let that guy be specific.
Our viewers, please help us. Is the echoing? It says yes, it is echoing. So what is echoing? Is it the person that is calling, or me talking, or my co-host talking?
Remove the speaker.
Which speaker? We have to know if it is phone. From substyle it's echoing. Okay. So what am I doing? Thank you, dear. Thank you for informing us.
What will cause that is because there's a phone call. That's why it's echoing. There's a phone call. Your voice is going through the phone, and it's also going through your iPad. That's why. You can just keep quiet and let the lady talk and finish before you can off the phone, and we continue.
Okay, please. Our viewer, go ahead. We're listening to you.
Okay. Hello. Yes.
Yeah. She can continue.
We are listening. Go ahead.
Sincerely to continue with the marriage. Nobody I know. We don't know the story. As we all know, doesn't matter who that's the person that we see as the victim. It could have been the star.
Wait. Okay. Hold on, please. Hold on. Sorry. Is it still echoing, or is it better now?
It's not echoing on my side.
Which speaker? I don't have a speaker on my computer. No, you are on the phone. You. They said it's still echoing. I don't know what is echoing.
All right. I will comment.
It should stop now if she goes out.
But I don't know if it is. I don't know if it is when I'm talking that it echoes, or if it is the lady that was calling that was echoing.
Now the phone is off. It will. I think it will not be echoing now.
That says I'm still echoing.
Oh, who is saying that?
This.
My side is good.
Is it better
Is it
now?
better now?
Okay, your side
Okay,
is
your
good.
side is good.
Okay.
Okay.
And my
And
side,
my
is it
side,
better
is
now?
it better now?
Thank you for
Thank you
informing
for
us.
informing us.
Maybe because your office is it's not a lot of properties where you are staying. Maybe that's why you have echo. It's possible.
Substyle, I should
Substyle,
put
I
off
should
one
put
of
off
my
one of my
gadgets.
gadgets.
I put it off.
I put it off.
Is it better
Is
now?
it better now?
Okay. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so
Thank
much.
you so much.
So
Okay.
Okay.
so we continue, right?
So go ahead.
So go ahead.
I
My
should go ahead.
co-host.
My co-host.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
She said something. The caller said something about bullying as a child. That starts from bullying as a child. I know that that can be also a very big contribution because most of the character we develop as an adult started in the childhood. In fact, what makes us who we are as a person is how we are formed as a child. Yeah. In European countries, there's also a lot of bullying. In European countries, there's a lot of bullying in the school. Children bully each other also. Yeah. But when they grow up here, they find out there's a law, a strong law protecting women and the children and minors. And you have to obey that law. Otherwise, you don't have any other choice than to face the law. So if it's the same kind of law that is existing in Africa, and some men who beat their wife experience the face the law, have the first experience and face the law. Maybe this man now, if you send him to jail because he beat his wife, maybe 2 weeks in jail. If he comes out before he beats his wife again, he will think twice. He will think twice. But instead, the governor of I don't know, Ondo State, even I don't know, even give him treat him with honor, treated him with honor. The way how they present the whole thing and say two of them should be an example to the other couples. This is the statement from the governor that two of them should be as an example to the other couples. What does that mean? What if this woman died when he was trying to strangle her? The case would have been different. So law should be that anybody that commits the offense should face the law. In Nigeria, there's this lawlessness. There's no accountability. Even the government doesn't go by the law. And this is the problem. If there will be a strong hotline women should call when they are being abused, domestically abused, and this hotline is active, I don't think there will be much domestic violence in Africa. If the law that protects women are very, very active in Africa. But there's no law protecting women and children. The only law you have is people that are having an NGOs that are trying to protect the children or the female child or the women. And these NGOs, they cannot be so effective like the government themselves. So I know already in my hometown, many times I heard about a man that killed his wife. It has happened so many times in my hometown. I'm not talking about a whole neighboring town. I'm talking about my hometown, Gogo. A man that beat his wife and the wife died. Nukwalo, a very big taboo. So, but later on, life goes on. We will just, after a few months, we will forget it, and the man will now go and marry a virgin, someone that fits to his lifestyle. Yeah, he killed his wife. After 6 months, he goes and marry a younger, beautiful girl. So, I'm against domestic violence. And if I'm saying this, I'm saying it from personal experience. Not them say. It's not good at all for a man to beat his wife. If you beat your wife, I don't see how you can stand up and say you love your wife. You still love her, but you disfigure her. If you love your wife, you want her to be beautiful. You don't disfigure her face. You want her to look beautiful. Not that you give her some scars in her face and tomorrow you say she should cover it with makeup and you still say you love her. You know, I cannot find how love and that, how it works together with love. Like you said, love should not hurt. Yeah. So that's my own opinion. And as we are saying now, as we are talking now, many women are facing domestic violence. And maybe they have complained to their family. The family says, stay there, try to endure. They will ask you to endure. Some family will ask you to endure. But I'm saying, if it's becoming dangerous for your life, save your life first and then look for solution. I'm not talking about divorce. I'm talking about saving your life first.
Yes, let's hear from our. First of all, we have a lot of people who have joined us, and we are very grateful. I'm very grateful. We have Alfonso, Alfonso, ND has joined us. Meruzo Amaka has joined us. Matilda Kuma. Thank you all so much for joining us. We appreciate you joining us because this is something that we should talk more about and we should bring the awareness. Please share the video. Let other people join us also. I wanted to ask Ijem, please, what do you advise the lady to have done? Would you like to call us or would you want to or put it in the comment section? What would be your advice? Because that's what the whole show is about. It's for us to know what to do better next time in such situations. Because some people are in support that she came out on social media. Some people are not such in support about it. Some people are saying that it's good that she has gone back to her husband. Some people are saying she has not even gone back to her husband. She only did that video and she didn't go back to her husband. So it seems you have a little bit of knowledge in these things. I'm referring to Ijem, please write us, tell us what you would do in this situation or how you would sort this out.
I want to say that I support. I want to say that I support that she came out on social media because she's crying for help. Number one. Number two, for her to come out on social media, it's an evidence that if tomorrow something happens to her, at least you will know where the problem came from. If something happens to her, and number three, if she would go back to her husband, I think for him to beat her again, he might think twice somehow, at least to save his face. This might even reduce the beating for her to come out on social media. This might reduce the beating. That's what I'm thinking.
We have a comment from Eden again. As a medical doctor going to social media for such issue, I doubt her mental situation. So Eden thinks that it's probably not normal for going to social media.
How can a woman be normal if she's beaten up like that? How can she be normal?
And then ND wrote, she went to ND actually replied his question. She went to social media because she needed help. If she had committed suicide because she is depressed about the situation, would that be better? Family saying endure are part of the problem. Mr. Kola, if your speaker is on, it may be because of the echo.
My speaker is not on. I think I'm fine.
Is it still echoing? There's still echo? Can somebody
Can
let us
somebody
know,
let us
please?
know, please?
There's still
There's
echo.
still echo.
Why is it
Why is it
echoing?
echoing?
But I cannot hear the echo. For me, it's fine here.
It's
It's
echoing
from my side.
They said it's
They
from
said
my
it's
side,
from
so
my
I don't
side,
have
so
any
I don't have
gadget
any
on.
gadget on.
Okay, Mr.
Okay, Mr.
Kulaman, go
Kulaman,
ahead.
go
Let me
ahead.
check
Let me
what's
check
going
what's
on.
going on.
Yeah, I'm saying that it's good that she came out on social media, because this might change the way the husband behaves to her. If she will go back to her husband, this might help a little bit to reduce the beating, because the man will think twice if he wants to beat her the next time. Because if he beat her again, she might come out on social media again, and the news will get to the governor again. So many people will be disappointed. So it might help that this might help for her coming out on social media, might help that the husband reduce beating. So it might even be a part of the solution. Or from there, the solution will surface. I mean, some people might even offer the husband a psychological therapy. You know, that she comes out now might be that they will get many offers, because I think the man needed a psychological therapy. Because I cannot see how you beat what you love. If you say you love your wife, how you can beat her even when she is pregnant. You know, a pregnant woman is like a holy, it's like an oracle. A pregnant woman it's like an oracle of God. And you have the audacity to beat your wife when she's pregnant. He even climb on top of her and try to strangle her while she's pregnant. It means that there's a monster in that guy. There's a monster. And I'm highly disappointed, because if the man would be someone like a bricklayer, or someone who is not educated, who didn't went to school, I will understand it. I will say, okay, he's a drunkard. Maybe, yeah, he's a drunkard. But this man is someone who is supposedly be is an educated man, who is a journalist, who works on channels television. So he should know better. As an educated individual, he should know better. You know, so I'm highly disappointed in him, really. And for me, if I would be the governor, or if I would be in power, uh, um, even though I will try to pardon the man, but I will give him a little bit lesson. He has to, maybe he go 3 days in jail, 3 days or 4 days or 1 week, and then when he comes back, then you pat him on the shoulder and try to advise him. But he need to learn a little lesson, so that he knows that next time if he beats his wife, see what is going to happen. You know, and you know, Africans they learn in a hard way. Africans doesn't learn by patting them on the shoulder. You have to teach them in a hard way. If you love, if they really love the man, they should punish him, so that he will depart from his evil ways and go to the right way. But you have to teach him in a hard way, because what is leading this man to beat his wife is not an ordinary something. Some people will say it's a spiritual. It's a spiritual. Some people will say it's mental. Some people will say it's from the character. So these three elements can play a role, and the man need a serious help. He need a serious help by sending them back together and ask the wife to publicly apologize and say everything is fine. Maybe the governor might even close some money in the envelope and give them. This will not solve the problem. And another thing I want to say is, women are making a mistake by, when they are dating a man and the man beats them while they are still dating, the woman will say, oh, well, after marriage, maybe he will change later on. It's a lie. A man that beats you while you are dating will still beat you while you are married. And once your husband beats you for the first time, the beating has started. It will not stop. Once the man lay the hands on the wife, it will continue, unless something drastic has to happen before the man will now retrace his steps. But once a man beats the wife, it continues. So women are making mistake to say, oh, he will stop later. After we get married, he will stop. I will try to change him. I will try to find a way to change him so that he will stop. It's a big mistake. So once if your boyfriend beats you and you're talking about marriage, just be ready for massive beating in the future. Yeah.
Okay. So I was asking our brother Ejim to advise us on what to do. Because a lot of women might watch this video later and they would know how to they want to know from us ordinary people also how they should go about such situations. It is good that is actually saying the things he's saying, and it is a free world. We can all not think the same. There are a lot of people who think like him. I think what he's trying to say is that the lady, it was wrong for her to go to the social media to talk about this on social media, because it is normally a private issue that should have been talked about within the family circle and not to be brought out on social media. But I'm thinking also that the woman is supposedly educated. Nobody knows how much she has cried already inside before coming out. And I think
this is for 6 years. This is for 6 years.
To come out, it must have taken her a lot. What did you say, co-host?
I said this is for 6 years. She has been enduring this for 6 years, this beating.
So yes. So for her to come out like that, it means that she must have gone through a lot. And at that point, she did not care so much about her reputation. All she wanted is for people to hear her just in case something happens to her. Imagine how afraid she must be if the husband was able to beat her while she was pregnant. So a lot of women stay back because they are afraid. A lot stay back because they think, okay, what would people say? And then Andy is one of our viewers. She wrote, African need to learn how to dialogue and communicate. Most of the issues we fight about can be discussed. In an African setting, the battle is between ego and being accountable to your spouse. Wow.
Yeah, she's right. Communication can solve a lot of issues. Communication can solve a lot of issues. Yeah.
Sorry?
I said that good communication can solve a lot of issues.
Yes, she's absolutely right. But the thing is, I'm really interested to hear from our viewer. I really want to hear what advice is. I want him to write what he would advise a woman in such a situation to do. So that others can learn also. The program we're having is so that we can learn from each other. We are not experts. We're just normal, everyday human beings. We also make our own mistakes, and we are learning from those mistakes. And people are eventually going to watch the video, and they learn from it also. So that's what the whole thing is all about. Learn from. Okay, Andy wrote, for men to stand accountable, you must report them to someone they respect. Most men who beat their wives are insecure.
They are cowards.
Okay. So I think it is what it is. We as a people, it's for us to learn and have a better. I saw a video last week. Or was it last week? I just don't have it here. I'm sure most of you have seen that video where the woman and the man were fighting, and then the woman was able to knock the man down, and then she took a block and hit him on the head, and the man passed out. So nobody knows now what actually happened to that man. If they took him to the hospital or not. And what we're actually trying to say on this program today is that it does not have to go so far. that you kill each other, you know,
Mm.
or you hurt each other in a way that you cannot even, you cannot even, you're not able to be yourself anymore, or you disfigure each other. These things, they don't happen from one day to the next. These are things they build up over time. Like this
Exactly.
lady now, for example. This lady now, for example, she has been beaten. She has endured beating for 6 years. Imagine one day she gets really, really mad and says, "You know what? I will not let you beat me anymore. I'm going to defend myself." And she hurts her husband.
Yeah.
For me, what I'm actually talking about this thing is because of the children. Because then in the end, maybe she hurts her husband. She will go to jail. The husband maybe ends up in the hospital, ends up disfigured, ends up dead. The children are fatherless and motherless. Other people have to raise their children. The children maybe end up in the orphanage home. So
Yeah.
the real losers of this whole drama that we're seeing are the children. Like my co-host said before. So we're actually trying to advocate for ways for us to be able to communicate with each other. Like one of our viewers here wrote, we have to find a way to communicate in such a way so that it's not we don't end up beating each other, killing each other.
Yeah. And indeed, he also wrote, Africans underestimate mental health. Mental health is a very serious issue in the whole world, even. But the Africans, they don't, nobody, it doesn't even exist. Nobody talks about mental health in Africa. Do you know how many people that are mentally sick, especially in a country like Nigeria? So many people are mentally sick, and they are living with it. They are interacting with other people with it, and they need serious help, but nobody is talking about it.
That's true.
Yeah, because this man that can do this to his wife has a mental issue.
Yeah.
It's 20 hours.
Yeah.
Did you also wrote women in general have greater burdens and all a man needs to do is to show appreciation. If a woman doesn't feel appreciated and loved, it spars a lot of energy and motivation. It saps a lot of energy and motivation. Yeah. That is what the whole thing is all about. I think we should be very, very. Egypt eventually wrote. He or she wrote. I think it's we are all learning. We are all trying to change things within our community, within our environment, so that our children can have a better life, so that we don't make the same mistakes that our parents made. That's why we want to use this medium, social media, to educate ourselves. And I'm really happy that many of you joined today, or that some of you are here, and you are also interacting with us. So EJM's advice is this. My advice is that as an intelligent woman, she should avoid those things that will push the husband to raise his hands on her. Since she knows that the husband has anger problems, with patience and time, he will stop. No intelligent and working class man will touch his wife. This stage of their marriage is always critical. When they manage to cross this stage, everything will become a history. Thank you so much, Eden, for your advice. So women, I hope you have heard. We have a very supportive viewer here who is saying that women should also know what triggers their husband.
Can I say something?
Yes, go ahead.
He said that she should avoid those things that will push the husband to raise hand on her. Remember that she found out that he was cheating. He was squandering money on other women, and she complained and said, "We have children. Why don't you save this money so that we can have a better future for our children?" I was not there. I don't know how he said it, because how she will say it, manner of approach matters a lot. Nobody knows how she said it, but as a woman, if a woman find out that the husband is spending money in other women, you people know each other. Maybe she reacted in out of proportion. It might be also that she came gently and told him, and then agreement started. But the point was that she found out that he was squandering money in other women. Yeah. And she complained and said, save this money for our children. We have children here who needs a better future. This is where the argument started and before the beating happened. So would you advise her to keep quiet so that she will not trigger him to beat her? Because she found out that he's spending money in other women. I don't know.
Okay,
Okay,
EJ is saying that we are talking generally. I think in this case, because we are actually discussing about this lady's issue. Maybe
now she's the point of contact.
Women also, if you know that your husband is hot-tempered, find and learn a way to communicate with him so that he don't trigger his temper. We all know, we are now beginning to learn that stress can also trigger. Stress can also trigger mental. I'm sorry, people. I have to put on my glasses.
And hardship also. Hardship can also trigger.
And also yes, a lot can trigger mental health. I think and also somebody who has mental health is actually also somebody who needs help. If somebody has mental health, it means that they also need help. It could be medical, it could be counseling, it could be through therapy. So if it is not taken care of, that is where it is possible that you can harm somebody. And then the person ends up in some psychiatric hospital, and the other person is dead.
Yeah.
And then it all again boils down to the children suffer at the end of the day. We all know from social media the gentleman who shot himself, who shot his wife, and shot himself. We know because the man, I think he was an Igbo man. But it's not only that it happens with the Igbo community, it happens in all communities. It even happens here in Europe. Even though they have the police and they have all the help and everything, people still get triggered and lose, and lose it, and then do things they are not supposed to do. But for the sake of the children, we should come to a space where we as Africans we should start to think, okay, maybe I need help. We should not be ashamed of it and say, okay, maybe I need help, maybe I need psychological help, I need some therapy. And those things are becoming available now in Nigeria. Sure, it was not there before, but now it is becoming available. For the sake of our children, because every child needs their mom and their dad alive to raise them. You as a parent, you are the best person that can raise your children. Your children will not do better dealing with somebody else than they can do with you. So what we're trying to talk about is how do we have that home life which is conducive for our children to be able to grow up in a good environment. So our children don't think that beating each other up is healthy. Like we said, there are also women who are doing the same thing. There are also women who are beating up their husbands. And it's absolutely not correct. It's not right. Abuse is not right in any relationship. If it's coming from a man, or if it's coming from a woman. Co-host, why are you laughing? Tell me.
I'm laughing because a man that's been beaten up by his wife is more poor than anyone else. I'm pitying such men. I'm pitying such men because number one, he will feel ashamed to speak out. He will feel ashamed even to look for help. Because the first response to anyone that he goes to will be, are you not man enough? Are you not a man? You know what I mean? So I pity him because it's even harder for him to look for help. And I think he is even more poor. That's why I'm laughing.
No,
No,
yeah, but that is
yeah,
the
but that
point,
is the
though.
point
Even
though.
us,
Even
even
us,
us,
even
like you
us,
just
like
explained
you
it
just
now.
explained
That is
it
also
now.
a
That is
reason
also
why
a
a lot
reason
of
why
men
a lot
don't
of
come
men
out
don't
and they
come
suffer
out
in
and they suffer
silence.
in
A
silence.
lot of men
A
are
lot of men
suffering in
are suffering in
silence.
silence.
High blood pressure.
A lot of
A
people
lot
are
of people
suffering in
are suffering
silence.
in
So,
silence. So
our viewer
our
wrote,
viewer wrote,
she is a
she is
doctor.
a
It
doctor.
doesn't
It
mean
doesn't
he
mean
should
he
be her
should be her
patient.
patient.
According to her
According to
story,
her
he was
story, he
cheating
was
and
cheating and
was being
was being
irresponsible with
irresponsible
money.
with money.
A good
A
wife
good
would tell
wife
her
would tell her
husband,
husband.
you
Bam.
see?
You see?
So only
So
that's
only
why I
that's
said
why I said
these things don't
these things don't
happen.
happen.
These things don't happen.
These things don't
These things
happen.
don't
These
happen
things don't
overnight.
happen overnight.
So maybe he has
So
been
maybe he
cheating
has
and
been
she has been
cheating and she
talking
has
and she
been
has been
talking and
talking,
she
and
has been
at
talking,
that
and
point he
at that
just
point
lost
he
it and
just
thought,
lost
okay,
it
I'm
and
going to
thought, okay, I'm
beat
going
her
to
up
beat
once
her up
more.
once
You
more.
don't listen
You
when I
don't listen when
you
I
don't
you
listen
don't you
when
don't
I'm
listen
talking.
when I'm talking.
And then
And
ended
then Eddie is
writing,
writing,
for
for
children,
children,
an ideal
an
environment
ideal
would be
environment
to
would be
have
to
both
have both
parents,
parents.
but if there
But
is
if there
domestic
is
violence
domestic
in the
violence
home,
in the
it
home,
is worse
it
for the
is worse for
children.
the children.
It
It
it has a
it has a
long-term
long-term
impact on the
impact
children.
on the
That's true.
children.
That's
That's
what we're
true.
talking
That's what we're
about.
talking
It
about.
does have a
Exactly.
It does have
long-term
a long-term
impact.
impact.
It's just like my
It's just like
co-host.
my co-host.
If
If
you had joined us
if
from
you
the
had joined us
beginning,
from the
my
beginning,
co-host was
my co-host was
saying that he
saying that he
experienced it. He
experienced
saw
it.
it
He
as a
saw it
child,
as a child,
and even
and
now at
even
his
now at his
age,
age,
when he thinks
when he
about
thinks
it, it
about
still
it, it
affects him.
still
Isn't that what
affects
you
him. Isn't
said?
that what you said?
Exactly.
That you still remember
That you
it.
still remember
That you
it.
still remember it.
Exactly.
Remember
I
it.
still remember it. Yeah, I still remember it. My dad was not. My dad married two wives, and but it was under some circumstances. And a man that has two wives in Nigeria, in Africa, there's a lot of jealousy. There's a lot of fights between the wives, and along the line, the man start drinking. The man look for solace somewhere, and anytime he comes back home drunk, it ends up in quarrel and fighting. You know, so and we grew up like that, and it has a very big impact on me. But I swore to myself that I will leave the opposite. My family will be the opposite. That I will never lay hands on a woman, not my wife, not a girlfriend, not a female colleague, not even a woman I meet on the road who try to fight me. It's not natural for a man to fight a woman. I mean, in a real fight. Of course, if a woman attack you, what you can do as a man is to defend yourself. You can try to pin her down
Yeah.
before she break your head with the bottle. You pin her down as a man, but not that you fight back. Yeah. So it's so unnatural for a man to beat up a woman. Not your wife, not your daughter, not your girlfriend, not a female colleague, not even a female enemy. It's so unnatural. But if it's man to man, they say man to man is so unjust. You know, man to man.
Yeah.
So it has a very big impact, and even I was here when my dad died. When my dad died, I didn't feel sorry. I didn't miss him. Even the anger rose up so much in me. And I said to myself, if I have the opportunity to go for his burial, I will not even go. This is what I told my wife. But what happened was that when he died, after his burial, there was a day I was thinking about everything that happened while we were growing up. I went to bed with that anger. I had so much anger on me. But he died, he's dead already. So you cannot be angry on a dead person. So that night I dreamt, he came to my dream. And he was looking very young with a friend of his. He came and said, and his friend said they were coming behind me. And the friend said to him, is this your son, Uche, you're talking about? He said, yeah, it's him. So I slowed down so that they can walk up to me. They came to me and he put his hand on my shoulder and said to me, my son, I know you are very, very angry on me, but I seek for your forgiveness. Please find it in your heart to forgive me. That time I was beating your mom. I wasn't myself. But now I'm myself again. I wasn't myself that time. Please forgive me. I was so touched. that my dad, anybody that knows my dad knows that he's an old soldier. He will never ask for forgiveness. Yeah, he's someone who is always right. So I felt touched that my dad humbled himself and asked for forgiveness. So I said to him, Dad, it's no problem, it's okay. Even in this dream, I remember that he's late, but I was not scared of him because he's my dad. You know that when you dream about a dead person, and inside of that dream, you know that the person is dead already. So you knew that this was his spirit, not that you didn't know. So, and after he saw that I have forgiven him, he said to me, Are you going that way? I said, Yeah. He said, Me and my friend, we are going this way. Okay, take care of yourself. I'm very proud of you. So they went this way. For me, turning back, I didn't see them anymore. And I woke up around 3 a.m. in the morning, and I felt so much relief in my heart. I felt so much relief that anger was gone. And this is what makes me to know that you can even forgive someone who is late. If you have an anger in someone and the person died, you can still forgive the person. The forgiveness still happens, because if you don't forgive the person, wherever the spirit is, the person is not resting until you forgive the person. And not everybody has the opportunity to come in your dream to ask for forgiveness. But my dad came.
That's true.
And since then, I realized that sometimes what happens in our lives, we should not judge. Like this man, as much as we are talking about this man, you don't know what he's going through. It might be that he's manipulated spiritually. It's possible. He can be manipulated spiritually to always beat his wife. It might be that he wasn't in his senses. So we don't know what is going on with him. Like in the case of my dad was saying he wasn't himself. That means he was being manipulated to beat his wife. So it happens that, for example, I'm setting is, if you see a madman on the street takes a knife and stabs someone and the person dies. That madman, you should not put blame on that madman because he wasn't in his senses. The madman will not go to jail. What they will do to the madman is take him to psychiatric hospital. But the madman will not be judged like someone who has his own senses and go and intentionally kill someone. And I think it's also the same way God will see it, because God knows that the person is not on his senses.
It's not normal.
Yes, when that madman dies, the real person, the real being will come back. In the spiritual world, he will be normal again. And he will say, When did I do that? When did I kill anyone? I didn't kill anyone. Because he didn't know. So sometimes that domestic violence, some men that beat their wife might also be that they were not, like how we're saying, like mental issues. It might be that the person has a mental issue. I said that three elements play a role. Either it's a mental issue, or it's a spiritual issue, or it's a character issue, habit. Because habit of bullying, like our commentator said before, some children can develop habits of bullying, and when they go into marriage, they go in with that bullying. It becomes a habit. This dominance and the macho ego kind of. But there's also a mental issue, and there's also a spiritual issue. So these three things, but at the end, I'm still supporting that the woman comes out on the social media because she cried for help. So it might be that the help of spiritual help might come to the husband. It might also be that the mental help might come, I mean, medically, So I support that she comes out.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Okay, we have some people also wrote, some of our viewers wrote. Ugo Iglet, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you very much for commenting and for contributing your advice. He wrote, the problem is both men and women should know what marriage is all about first. If both don't know what they are in the if both don't know what they are in the same thing will continue. If both don't know what they are, then the same thing will continue. Marriage is
Marriage
very
is
sweet.
very
It's a
sweet.
very
It's a
sweet
very
thing
sweet
if you are
thing
with
if you are with
someone that is in the same
that is in
page,
the same
page.
page.
No matter
No
what
matter
you
what
are,
you are,
not to
not to
allow
allow
to raise your
to
hand
raise
or
your
your
hand
wife
or
on your
your
wife.
wife on your wife.
The best way to
The
avoid
best way to
all
avoid
this is
all
to
this
take
is
your
to take your
spouse as
spouse as
yourself and don't
yourself
be
and don't
selfish
be
and
selfish
greedy.
and greedy.
Ugo, thank you very
Ugo,
much
Yeah.
for
thank
your
you very much for your
contribution.
contribution.
Ladies, I hope you're
Ladies, I
hearing.
hope you're
Gentlemen, I
hearing.
hope
Gentlemen, I
you're
hope
hearing.
you're
This is one
hearing.
of
This
our
is one of
viewers,
our viewers,
and he's also
and he's also
advising that you should
advising
get
that
to
you
know
should
your
get
wife
to know your wife
and your husbands
and your
before you
husbands
get married.
before you get married.
And I think the
I
essence of what
think
he's
the
saying is that
essence
you
of what
should be
he's saying is
friends
that
with
you
your
should be
wife.
friends with your wife.
Try to
Yeah.
understand
Try
each
to
other
understand each other
and try to
and
hear
try
each
to
other
hear
out.
each other out.
Andy is still
Andy is still
writing.
writing.
Didi,
Didi,
he's still
sorry,
writing.
he's
She
still
wrote,
writing. She wrote,
gone are
"Gone
the
are the
days when
days when
people should
people
stay
should
together
stay
in a
together in a
toxic
toxic
relationship because of
relationship
the
because of the
children.
children.
There are
There are
success
success
stories
stories
with parents who are
who are
separated.
separated.
They
They
agreed to raise
agree to
their
raise their
children
children
or their
or
kids
their
together
kids
with
together with
respect between
respect
them.
between them."
Yes, but we
Yes,
all
but
know
we all
also
know
that
also
in
that
our own
in our own society
or in the
or
African
in the African
society,
society,
divorce and
separation
separation is
is
not
not
even
even
is
is
something
something
nobody
nobody
wants
wants
to
to
hear
hear
about.
you know.
So, but we're happy that
we're happy that
you viewers are
you
bringing
viewers
your
are bringing
suggestions
your
and
suggestions and
ideas
ideas
and your
and your
opinions.
opinions.
It is good
It is
because
good because
whoever watches the
whoever
video
watches the
later
video
can at
later
least
can
also
at
go
least
through the
also go
comments
through the comments
and see
and
what people
see
are
what people
thinking
are thinking
about this
about this kind of
issues,
domestic
violence.
violence.
People
Yeah.
should
People
be in a
should be in a
marriage
marriage
because they
because
love
they
their
love their
spouse,
spouse, not because not
not because they paid
because they paid
dowry.
dowry.
A woman is
A
not a
woman is not a
merchandise,
merchandise,
and she
and
must
she must
do
do
everything, and she
everything,
mustn't
and
do
she
everything
mustn't
you
do
say.
everything you say.
So
So,
And
I
I
hope.
have
What
also,
do you think
what do
about
you
those
think about
advices
those
that you're
advices
hearing?
that
I'm
you're
sure you can
hearing?
see
I'm
those
sure
on
you
the
can
screen
see
as
those on the
well.
screen as well.
yes, I am seeing them. What comes to my mind now is also one of the reasons why women remain in the abusive marriage, in the domestic violence. Most of the African women, I don't know about now, I'm talking about then, I don't know about now. Most women always depend on their husband for survival. Maybe they are qualified for a job, but the man says stay at home and be a housewife. Yeah, the woman doesn't have an income. Most of the times the wife doesn't have an income, so she will be thinking, if I leave this man now, if I separate from this man to save myself, how do I feed myself or how do I feed my children? Yeah, so I'm advising every woman, even if you didn't go to school, learn a trade. Don't stay at home. Try to find a way to have an income so that if it comes to worse, you can take care of yourself. Because I think if a woman has nothing doing and she tells her family, I want to come back because my husband is beating me, he wants to kill me, the family will also be avoiding to start taking care of her because she might become a burden to her own family. But if they know that she has her own income, they will say, come home. Nothing mega. Come home first. Save yourself first. Let's know what is going on with this man. But if the woman has nothing doing, the family might start trying to avoid to accommodate her because she might become a burden also to them, also with her children, because now, the economy hard now. So there's many elements that play a role why women still remain in that domestic violence. So women should try to empower themselves by acquiring knowledge, by acquiring a trade or handwork or anything that can generate their own income, no matter how small. Because I think every man, 75 or 80% of men respect their wife if their wife has their own income. There's a respect there. And if she contributes little bit, maybe she must not pay the house rent. She must not, but there are some little things she might be contributing, and there will be a respect on that. But if she 100% depends on the man, if you want to buy maggi, you ask him for money. If you want to buy kerosene, you ask him. If you anything, then it sometimes he gets on the nerves of the man, and especially if the man is not financially buoyant. You know, if you any little thing you ask him for your cream, for your for your nail polish, you have to ask your husband. You see that you lose you lose respect. But if you are contributing little things, sometimes if he comes home from work, you surprise him with a well-cooked ofen salad, and he didn't give you money for that. Yeah, this makes him happy, and you earn respect. So this is my own advice I'm giving to all women. You need to have your own income. Yeah. So
Well. I think we are coming to a close today. My own advice is, as a woman, show respect for your husband. As a man, show respect for your wife, because our children are watching how we treat each other, and that is how our children will go out and treat other people outside. And even possibly their own spouses as well later on in life. So we are going to be coming to you once again. We just wanted to discuss this issue because it was trending online, and a lot of people saw the video. And of course, nobody knows how the two of them live at home. But we are seeing this online these days, and we are learning, and we are hearing, we share. So instead of me to share that video, I decided to we should do a video about it. Instead of us to just post it and then just leave it there. That's what everybody else is doing. So we thank our guests for being here today. I thank you all. Maybe I should read the last comment. Co-host, what do you think? Should I read the last comment?
Yeah, of course, of course, read it, of course.
Okay. Divorce does not. This is from one of our viewers. Divorce does not just happen. It's a last resort. If nothing else works, the choice are to resolve the issues amicably with all possible means available to you. Endure abuse in a toxic marriage or divorce if nothing works. You cannot spend all your adult life being unhappy. So yes.
And life is just once. Life is just once.
What did you say?
I said that life is just one, so life is only one. We have only one life.
Hello.
I said that we have only one life. So we should not spend our adult life just being unhappy.
Yes. So I hope that you enjoyed the program today. Thanks for joining us. My co-host, were you saying something?
No, I have said what I wanted to say. I said that life is just once. Instead of spending the rest of your life being unhappy, it's better you find your way and find your own happiness. If it comes to wars.
Yes.
Thank
you all very much. So are we closing up for today?
Yeah, I want to play one. I want to play one last music. I want to play last music before we close. It's called Igwe Okaka by Kaliti.
Okay.
My junior bros.
Everybody guess what? Who's the real Igwe here? Igwe! Okaka, I, everybody Igwe, Okaka, say Okaka, I, see Igwe, Igwe, see, you still there for me, yo. I could just say you be equal, guy, baby you be equal. Now my papa na him be equal. Child, see, more for child, and I'm a Iwe. Are you ready for my rocks? Cause in a bus Iwe, see, I don't come. Probably you didn't even see me coming, child, more for I. Serious warning. I don't go. Probably you didn't even see me coming. Chai, more for I. Plenty warning. Everybody, Okaka, I. Igwe Okaka, Chai, Igwe Okaka, I. See Igwe Okaka, Chai, Igwe Okaka. Show me you be Igwe Okaka, Jehovah be Igwe Okaka, I. Igwe Okaka, Chai. I know they like anybody. When a chap was a for my carry. So sorry, excuse me. I hope be the move. And I hope be the maga. Say it doesn't like Jehovah. Na him be a maga. Chineke mo. The people na. Kinya janya mami. Ay, Okaka, san, ay, Okaka Igwe Okaka ay, everybody say Okaka, ay, Igwe Okaka, Igwe Okaka, ay, Igwe Okaka, chai, Igwe Okaka, show me you be Igwe Okaka, Jehovah be Igwe Okaka, ay, Igwe Okaka, chai. I don't know what one atani. Onye ka ga-eji tụnyere gị? Oh man, that is your phone number.
This is from Quality.
What up, I don't come, probably you didn't even see me coming, Jai, more for I, plenty running, I, Okaka, I, Igwe Okaka, Jehovah the Igwe Okaka, I, Igwe Okaka, Jai, Igwe Okaka, show me you be Igwe Okaka, Jehovah the Igwe Okaka, I, Igwe Okaka, Jai, Igwe
It's a hit.
It's a hit.
It's from my junior brother, Quality. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
That sounds really nice.
Yeah. We have stars. Stars that should still be a star. But you know how Nigerian politics is. You know, everything is politics, even music. So some natural born stars are remaining on the underground.
Yes.
Yeah, but with time shall tell. So, yeah. So thank you very much. It was a wonderful night. I didn't even expect that this would last so long. We are online now for 1 hour 49 minutes. Can you imagine how time flies? I was thinking that it's something we might close. Yeah, we are 1 hour 49 minutes. I was thinking it's something that would last for maybe 30 minutes. But you see how long it has lasted, and we rub our minds, and I'm very, 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 very happy that it went very fine, and I learned also. I want to thank my viewers, the people that contributed. We will be coming more often like this so that we rub minds together. Since the pandemic doesn't allow us to interact with each other physically, so now we interact with each other visually. So thank you very much. And from my own side, I say, have a wonderful evening. God bless.
Yes. Thank you all very much for joining us. Like he said, we are looking forward to having much more of such programs. Subscribe to his YouTube channel, which is called Akoko TV.
Akoko TV.
Subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is called Subside Living. On my YouTube channel, we're going to have talking about everything that has to do with life, lifestyle, beauty. So, and I may be becoming even more life, because I will be talking about wigs and beauty stuff. A lot of women are waiting for me, because that's what they tell me. They want to hear about beauty, They want me to teach them how to do their wigs. So we're going to be coming on live. Just keep checking from time to time. Invite friends to join us next time also. We appreciate your being here today. And we look forward to seeing you soon. Bye. And wish you a blessed weekend. From Substyle Living and from Cola Bar.
Bye-bye. Good night. Bye.
Bye. Yes.